The hottest thing going on this week has been this saga about P. Diddy and Cassie. Moochie, the nigga got sued Wednesday, and before Friday was up, the nigga done settled for more than $30 million.
It hit the streets, and in 24 hours it was settled. It's 48 in that time, but you know, once it hit the streets where we started talking about it, and everybody started talking about it, that's how I say it like that. Once it came in hot like that, that was it.
For those that haven't been aware of what's going on, let us give you a recapping of what happened, and then we'll talk about right, wrong, settling. Should Cassie go for criminal charges? Should she went for criminal charges from the jump? Are we happy that she got $30 million? Yes, the hell, I'm happy, but I want more. So let's give a recap of what happened with this news clip.
Hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been accused of beating and sexually assaulting his ex-girlfriend and singer, Cassie. She filed a lawsuit against Diddy in New York federal courts.
All right, TMZ's executive producer Charles Latabaudier joins us now with a look at the allegation. Charles, thanks for being with us. There is a lot to unpack with these allegations for sure. Why don't you walk us through the meat of what she's alleging here?
Yeah, Stephen, Tasha, this is really, as they say, bombshell allegations here, and we want to stress these are Cassie's allegations, and Diddy is denying all of this. But in the lawsuit, she does claim that there was an incident in 2018 here in LA that they had gone out to dinner, and after dinner went back to her place. He dropped her off, but she claims that he forced his way into her home and that he forced her to have sex. So she's alleging a rape in that case. And then there's another thing, another allegation is that she says that Diddy several times at different hotels around the country would hire male prostitutes and force her to have sex with them. This is the part of the suit where she's alleging sex trafficking, because she's saying that this would happen over state lines, and that would be the reason for filing this in federal court. Those are the most serious allegations in there. There are also some allegations of just domestic violence, domestic battery, and at least one other incident where she hints, she does not call Diddy out for this specifically, but hints that he might have been involved in setting another rapper, Kid Cudi, setting his car on fire.
Wow.
Yeah. No, and it's fascinating because Kid Cudi's people responded saying that's all true, right?
Right. And I think what they were saying is that it is true that Cudi's car was blown up, and that it happened sometime after Cudi and Cassie had a brief affair.
Right. Yeah, and I guess, like, talk to us a little bit about the timeline of your relationship, because she met him when she was 19 and he was 37.
Right. Now, she is not alleging, there's nothing in the lawsuit where she's alleging that this was, statutory rape, but some people have pointed out that fact that she was, very young when they met. Look, we have to say, for Diddy's side of this, because we did speak to his attorney, and his attorney said that they're not surprised by these allegations in the lawsuit. They said that they've heard all of these for several months now, and that she was attempting to blackmail Diddy, that's their word, blackmail, for $30 million, claiming that she was going to write a tell-all book unless she got that sum. They rejected that. And they said that the lawsuit is sort of her fallback plan, because clearly she couldn't get a book deal.
Right, and the timing of the lawsuit is important because of a change in New York law. Walk us through that, the Survivors Act.
So the allegation of rape would not have, there's no statute of limitations on that. There are some of the allegations that might have run, where the statutes would have run, but you're right, in New York now, it's like you said, the Survivors Act, that a lot of these things, regardless of when it happened, could still be brought that Diddy could have to face this in court. And important to also know that this is a civil suit that she has filed. This is, at this point, just about money. But if any of these things get on the radar of law enforcement, there could be investigations that are launched and then he could potentially be facing criminal charges.
Yeah, interesting. Charles, thanks so much for joining us and shedding some light on this. We appreciate it, and we'll check out TMZ later as well. All right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, joining us is Lex the Targaryen. What's going on, sis?
How are you guys? Hey, Moochie. Looking like a beautiful mermaid. Yes.
Damn, somebody else told me that too.
It's definitely because I want to be what the people are. Yes.
So, Lex, I'm going to give it to Moochie first. So, Moochie, there are so many questions people have about this whole thing. You're going to have, of course, you're going to have people on Diddy's side, and then you're going to have the rest of America who's kind of like, where there's smoke, it certainly ain't a damn frostbite situation. There's smoke, damn it, it's fire. Okay.
Exactly.
I believe pretty much everything this girl is saying is true. Everything.
I agree.
But the question that a lot of us want to know is, why not also sue him? Why not also bring criminal charges against him? So hit him in the pocket, yes. But a person like this ass needs to be in jail. Now, the DA could go after him independently. But now that she done got her money, to really not only teach Diddy a lesson, but to also prevent this type of person from being on the street to do this to another person, why not also go after him for criminal charges? The floor is yours, Moochie.
Why not? I don't think it's over, Lamont.
Okay.
I don't think it's over. I think this is just the beginning. And a lot of his skeletons is going to come out of his closet right now.
Mm-hmm. Because if it go to trial, like criminal trial, you're talking they're going to have what's that procedure they do? Expediting, or they bring out the what is it called? Oh, I forgot. Anyway, they go through everything, and whoever's in here that's a lawyer, whatever, give me the proper term for what they do when they go through all the stuff. When they unturn, and believe me, I want everything to go unturned. I want every stone shaken. And this is personal to me because I'm in this Hollywood industry, and I done had to deal with this type of stuff. I done had to see this kind of crap when you're trying to get to the upper echelon. And don't get me on the tangent of how American capitalism aids and abates this behavior. I'll say that for another rant. But I've seen it with my own two eyes. It's not just women that's having to deal with this. Men is dealing with it too. Where you get somewhere, you're doing okay, but you want to get to the next level. You have to go and basically kind of segregate yourself to a person like Diddy. It becomes, do I want to choose my career or do I want to choose dignity? And when you Cassie age and you young and you feel like there's no hope, you have a choice, but most people that young is going to choose their career and not their dignity. And having said that, Moochie, you got something else to say?
Where's Cassie's parents?
Oh, her mama been talking. Her mama has pictures of Cassie when she was beat by Diddy. And we haven't got a chance to see that stuff. But if this thing goes to a criminal trial, we gonna see all that shit. We gonna see all of it. And I need a message sent to not just men doing this, but women too. Because I think that because we hear the stories of how men have done this to women, you don't get to hear the stories of how women are doing this to men and women doing it to other women. Okay? There's women out there that like to get their carpets munched by the hottest new thing coming up. And they dangle in front of these girls. Honey, if you want to dance on the magic carpet, you got to eat a magic carpet.
You're going to have to eat the magic carpet, right? You're going to have to clean it, right?
And I'm telling y'all, I've seen this in 1 year in Hollywood. And it's got to stop. And a great way to start saying we're not going to tolerate this is to throw somebody like Diddy ass in jail. Hitting a man in the pocket for $30 million who's worth $2 billion, that's like a sneeze. That's like catching a cold. You know, I'll get that back in a month, something like that. But having said that, let's give the floor to Lex Targaryen, who has been in a situation where this type of behavior is prevalent. It's really not just Hollywood, y'all. It's anywhere. But in particular, our Lex is a veteran, a minority woman veteran at that. And I worked with someone who was a woman minority veteran, and she told me the horror stories of trying to make rank in the military. So Lex, give us your perspective on all this whole Diddy, Cassie, and all that stuff.
So I'm young enough that I grew up like watching Making a Band and everything. Like I remember when Danity Kane was formed, and when Day 26, like you had to vote. Like B5 came out when I was in like 5th, 6th grade. So this is, you feel me? I done heard a lot over the years, and you know, you never want to necessarily chat about what you don't necessarily know, but I mean, it's too many connecting sources. So it's a lot happening from, you know, the mother of his children's, from, you know, Aubrey O'Day been saying this for years. And everybody was looking at Aubrey like she was crazy. Like, that's the white one from Danity Kane with like the super long blonde hair. Because I remember Aubrey ain't used to look like that. He kind of wanted to sex symbol her up. And like, we saw how he treated it. We saw how he broke Danity Kane apart on national TV. And I feel like it was a lot behind that. But yeah, she got pictures. Kid Cudi co-signed. The man car blew up. Like, this man is joking in real life. Like, whoa, it was a lot to unpack, honestly. And it was just like, me personally, I think even with, first of all, I'm not paying nobody no amount of anything that quick. Like, it was like breaking news and settled. Like, it was extremely quick. For why? You know? So she opened the door. I feel like a lot of these girls may be under non-disclosure agreements, which people are forgetting. So I feel like it's coming, because the way these girls was quick to run up and support her, I said,
I do believe that.
So this New York law that my man was talking about at the end of the video we just got finished watching, most of these quote unquote non-disclosures become null and void because of that law. That's another thing that law helps. BVD TV poses a great question, because I asked the same thing. Where were the parents when she signed the Predatory 10 album deal? And I'll even go a step further. Where was anybody legal? Did she have any legal protect? Was there a lawyer or somebody around before she signed that contract? Moochie, you get the floor back.
I can answer that question. You know, when Making a Band, y'all all seen that, right? Or if you haven't, I'll keep going.
I have. Yeah.
He was it's a conflict of interest. It was his lawyer. Let me look, you're gonna sign this deal, but I'm gonna get you a good lawyer. That's how the record business goes sometimes. And them two was shaking their hands behind your back. They already done made some kind of deal, and you signed it to some kind of crazy stuff. What you think, Lex?
I agree. I think a lot of things, you know, sometimes when you're going in blind, when you just have like a dream, people will see you as green, and it's just like, yeah, go for anything just because it's like, this person has a name and I know they can get me anywhere. And you're so like, but you come a dime a dozen. Talent comes a dime a dozen. Even when you're super talented, you know what I mean? Like, what you gonna do for it?
And then Lex, to Lex's point, it ain't even always about talent. Now, I mean, I'm sorry, Cassie wasn't the most talented of all the Flutterbugs out there.
No, too, Cassie. Cassandra had a good album.
I did not say she was trash. Did I say she was trash? No, I didn't say that.
No, you didn't. I did not say that.
However, I have seen where just good looks, appeal, and a willingness to do what somebody tells you gets you further than talent.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's the bull job in the game too, you know. So it ain't even just about the talent in these situations. It's also about what else you bring to the table other than talent. And then you start balancing, okay, she look okay. She's somewhat talented, but she's willing to do whatever the hell I tell her to do. She ranks higher than the girl that's super talented, mediocre looks, but thinks for herself, no, I ain't signing that bull job contract. 10 albums for what, nigga? And it's not even $1 million. Where they do 10 albums? That they don't even do 10 albums in Europe, nigga.
That sounds like a slave contract.
Hell,
Amazon.
Oh, you know what? So they get rid of you before your coverage kit there, Amazon. That's
man.
They notorious for doing that.
When Amazon started delivering packages around 3-4 a.m., I said, oh no, they've converted. There's some slavery going on.
So super chatters, I will get to you close to the end of this. We're going to go about an hour. So that was the setup. Now, Moochie, since all that setup has happened, Diddy done came out and said, man, fuck that. Let me try to turn the corner quick. Now, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, he offered Cassie an 8-figure deal up front. And for those of you who don't know what 8 figures is, that's $10 million plus. He offered her an 8-figure deal up front. She said, hell no. I ain't gonna take that. You beat me. This happened for years. You tried to threaten me with the sex acts I had to do with other men so that you could sit there and look at it and beat off. You tried to play me with that. You yanked me up in elevators. You blew up a dude I was talking to, car, who confirmed it. Kid Cudi ain't got no reason to lie. He confirmed it. And I'm sure Kid Cudi got receipts for the insurance he had to use to get that car fixed or get the money for it. Okay. And Diddy know good and damn well he don't want that to come out. So having said that, Diddy made the business decision that I am going to go ahead and settle this thing in 48 hours. So from there, Moochie's got some stuff she wants y'all to see. And Moochie, you get the floor back. What do you want to say in regards to what's happened in the last 48 hours since Diddy settled this case quicker than a man loses an erection after being in a room with Diddy, Cassie, and whoever he sex traffics?
Well, within the last 48 hours, we know that the case was settled.
Yeah.
I believe she's getting 30 million. Somebody said 20. At first, it was saying that it was a disclosed amount, like they wasn't revealing it. So that's where I was with that. So what I was thinking with this whole thing, and I did talk about it on my channel, that a lot of a leopard don't change his spots. Like I said, he has a jealous streak with him, and a lot of things contrast between J-Lo and him and Cassie, from the looks, etc., etc. So I feel like with this whole thing, when she said what was said in the documents, in the law documents, and for the lawsuit, she was saying that he forced her to carry a pow in her purse. And as soon as that I read that, I heard about that, I looked at this. I thought about this back in 1999 when that happened with J-Lo. That pow was under her seat when they all got caught. She was held for 14 hours and then they released him. And then, y'all know the rest of the story. Sean was charged with the whole pow and he paid off some people and things of that nature. So like I said, I'm looking at stuff that happened before, and I'm looking at stuff that's happening now. And this girl, Carisha, I feel like she really needs to cut ties with dude. I know she probably worried about this show she got on Revolt, but I feel like it's not worth it right now. And she needs to just run from, the city college when they had that, all of those people getting trampled. It's other things. He's been involved with a lot of different things. That whole thing in Atlanta where BMF was included in that. I don't know if y'all remember all of that. So he's like tied to a lot of stuff and now his past is coming back to haunt him. And I don't know who he pissed off, because he tried to sue the Ciroc people.
Mm-hmm.
So this might be them letting him know who's really in charge, and who really it's a a measuring contest with the Johnsons. Okay.
Wow. Lex, what do you have to say in rebuttal to what Moochie said? That was a lot.
Well, definitely not in rebuttal, just adding on,
She probably could add more than me.
Yeah, I love me some Tasha K. That's my secret guilty pleasure. And one of his ex-girlfriends, Gina Wynn, did a interview where she stated like she got pregnant, he tried to pay her off, he done stomped the kid out of her. They said this was like his girlfriend like receipts. This is the one that Carisha was arguing with that time. So online, when they was doing the back and forth, she was at the award show at the same time. Like, it was a mess. But, when the girls be fighting, the tea be spilling and the stories be connecting. So I just, agree with Moochie 100%. I felt we talked about before, like when Misa over the summer was talking or something like that, and he was like, be safe. And I'm like, people with power can do with it. Listen.
You know what it's called, Lex? It's that money I like to call fuck you money. Like it's called fuck you money. But
50 the way years too, that
and 50 ain't fooling around with Diddy. 50 dropped something where he was at a concert and he was like, now y'all see why I don't never be going to no Diddy parties, because you getting a hug from a man in the front, and then all of a sudden you're getting a hug from a man in the back that feel like he got a light pole down in his penis. And what? So 50's not fooling around with nobody like that. What 50 said, y'all, not me. This is 50 speaking. So we'll close this one out right there, y'all. Leave me all your comments. Let me know what you think. Do y'all want to see this go to a criminal situation, or are y'all comfortable with Diddy just having to pay up $30 million? I'm not comfortable with that, because I believe everything this girl is saying. Why? Of course, people who have to pay these civil penalties tell you it don't mean that we're saying we're guilty. We're just it's just the cost of doing business to get this thing over with. There's just too much evidence here. Cassie got too many receipts, and I would love to see her really represent for the rest of the women and men that go through these situations, and put this punk behind jail. Put his ass in jail. Let him think about this stuff for a little bit, because good folks who are trying to do things the right way, we get sick of this shit. Like, stop telling us in America, work hard, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and you will have the opportunity to reach these highs. I don't want to hear that Hulk Hogan shit no more. We want justice. And if he really did these things, he needs to go to jail and not just pay. So we'll move on from there. Post your comments. StreamElements.com/Lamont Tyson /tip. If you want to leave me a comment there, and I'll hit you up.